My brain is absolutely full of holes.
Oh, yeah.
Mine,
Just like a sieve.
Mine, on the other hand, is very powerful and works very well because I had cake for both breakfast and dinner, which means that I'm doubly ready to record this podcast.
You're caked up on a Tuesday evening.
I got all caked up. I called my guy. Don't
Cake
ask.
guy? You got a cake guy?
No, don't ask.
Can you hook
This
me
is
up
not.
with that?
Ask me later.
Can you hook me up with your cake guy?
I mean, he's married, but
I just need the cake. I just need that cake. So how we doing?
Good. Viv posed a question recently that really had me thinking.
Let's hear it. I love a good question.
We didn't really talk about it. We wanted to kind of chat about it with our bud here. Who would you rather fight, the New Jersey Devil or the Tasmanian Devil?
That is a question for the ages. I'm assuming we're talking about Taz, the cartoon.
yes, the titular Tasmanian
The
Devil
infamous-
of the Looney Tune films.
Now, was Taz Looney
Shorts.
Tunes or Merry Melodies?
Don't start with me with this. Don't come at me with this right now after I've had all my cake for the day.
I don't know.
I don't know. That
He was
it's
Looney
pertinent to the
Tunes.
question.
He was Looney Tunes. Taz was Looney Tunes. Taz was like a later guy. Taz was not like one of the 1930s. Like he wasn't like Porky or Bugs Bunny. Like
Yeah.
he took a while to come around.
But yeah, we're talking about Taz. I mean, the Tasmanian Devil's fearsome enough, but it's also very small.
They're little. You could just. I feel like
Like
any
it would come at
creature-
you quick, but if you could give it a swift kick,
You just kick it.
Yeah.
It'd be like fighting a cat. It's like a cat can do some damage to you, but also like you could crush a cat if you had to.
Yeah,
If it was a matter of life and death, you shouldn't. But if it were a matter of life and death, you
Like
could.
I've never had a goose come at me, but
Yeah.
I've known a lot of people to have a goose come at them.
Yeah.
And it just seems like you could football punt that
Just
goose.
kick a goose, right?
Or just like, snap its neck. It's got a very long. That's the vulnerable spot.
Yeah.
If you work for an animal rights company or like a veterinarian company or whatever company it is that makes animals healthy and happy,
whatever company.
if you have a product that does that, we would love to advertise for you on our show.
if you're the company that makes animals,
Yeah.
we'd absolutely love to
Like
advertise for you.
Isn't that the zoo?
the Acme gooseneck snapper.
That's not what the zoo does.
But back to your
No,
question.
can we? Yeah.
The original
Let's get back on
question.
topic.
A lot of unknowns with the Jersey Devil. A lot of unknowns.
I think we're dealing with a strength versus speed thing.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the New Jersey Devil is very large, honestly, I don't know a fucking thing about the New Jersey Devil.
Yeah, no.
Except
Well, it's
I
just-
know like what he looks like. But
Memory full, like a brain full of holes thing, like we were talking about. I have delved deep into the Jersey Devil 3 or 4 separate times throughout my life, and I have retained none of that information.
yeah,
You're crossing your cryptids, bud. You got too much in that brain.
I know, yeah.
he's like large, goat-like, giant leathery wings, horse face. But I don't know if he's got like any superpowers.
He's just the regular devil, is what you're saying.
yeah, pretty much.
The regular. Oh,
That's funny to imagine that Lucifer wound up just squatting in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey.
Good. That is he's like Satan's son.
He's the actual devil.
Satan's son Mario, who just hangs out in the Pine Barrens. He goes armed for sure. Like the devil's got a pitchfork. The Jersey Devil has like a knife or like just like an old 38 special.
that he found with a corpse in the Pine Barrens.
Taz would be just like a flurry of blows just coming at you like a tornado. But I feel like it could be a situation kind of like in Punch Out, like Bald Bull. Like if you could
time it,
if he comes right in and you just get him with one,
you just hit that A button just like at the right time, and he goes down just like Bald Bull or what didn't King Hippo have a fucking
You
had to
punch
time
King,
those hits.
You punch King Hippo in his tummy spot, which has a little bandage on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the way
from his hernia surgery.
but with or like Taz could be like
is that canon?
No, I don't know.
Taz could have a weak spot like a bicycle where you just put a stick in him and then he like the spinning, like there's a thing. It's like centrifugal force. I don't know science, so you'll have to correct or help me. But
But with a little
I
studying,
feel like
you could use that spin in some kind of like what's that guy? with the fucking contraptions. The Rube
Rube
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Like a Rube Goldberg style contraption that turns Taz's
I don't think he
spin
actually made
on
the contraptions.
himself. Did he not?
The Rube
I think he just drew the
the
contraptions.
Rube Goldberg device for fighting Taz.
It's just a regular gun.
The Mystery Hole.
All right, welcome back to the Mystery Hole. Joining me today and always is my brother Nathan Blevins
Hello.
and our good pal Viv Bolian.
Bolian.
Excuse me, our good pal Vivian Bowling.
Vivian
My-
Bullion.
Okay, first of all, I don't like that. Secondly, yes, hi. My name is Viv, and I feel like I've done this before.
Yeah, if you're curious about our technical difficulties, we've actually recorded this episode already, and we had a technical snafu where I forgot to hit record.
Yeah, gotta hit that record button.
Gotta hit that record
Gotta
button.
hit that record button.
That's extremely funny. I mean, dear listener, that did indeed happen, and that's extremely funny when you think. I mean, I was so gutted about it.
Yeah.
But
We were down here for an hour just talking to the wind.
absolutely riffing into the void.
But you know what? It was a good time. Good talks with
Yeah.
good buds.
Yeah.
That I can't really recall.
You know-
so this is still fresh to me.
Rebounding off, who would you rather fight, the New Jersey Devil or Taz? It begs a broader question. What Looney Tune would you fight?
What Looney Tune?
I think there would be
Is
something.
that you?
Oh, that could be me.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
I think there would be something incredibly satisfying about beating the tar out of Porky Pig.
Or Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Porky Pig. Yeah. So Porky Pig is good. I think Porky Pig is a good choice.
He's
It would
just
be
a-
satisfying, and he would be easy to fight.
Yeah, because he's just like an effete little dipshit.
He's like a child in the original cartoons, right? Like
You know, I went back. And
he's like a little candy boy.
I went back and watched some of those first episodes, and his stutter was out of control.
It
Those
really
first.
does underline why like the disability union or whatever like went after them hard for that. Like they got hateful about it, and I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a low IQ, but all of that shit still holds up to me. That shit is hilarious.
Oh my
All the
god!
Looney
Getting
Tunes.
stoned with some friends and catching a good Looney Tune
Oh
or
my
merry melody is top tier fun.
But see,
yeah.
being a conscientious objector, like I am,
Oh, here we go.
to violence,
Here
a
we go.
pacifist, if you will.
Here we go.
All right, so you're okay. Let me get this clear. You're a conscientious objective to fighting a cartoon.
Well, I'm very anti-violence.
Got you, okay.
Because I'm very anti anything that I wouldn't be good at, and I don't
Immediately.
just immediately, and I think that I would probably go down in this supposed fight. But I need like a motive, you know. So who would be a good? What are the bad villain? What are the bad
well,
Looney Tunes characters?
I was gonna say, I
that
think you can-
deserve it.
I think you can take Tweety Bird. He's pretty smug.
He is smug.
He's got a little smugness to him, even though he's like the good guy in the Tweety cartoons.
Foghorn Leghorn always seemed, I can't pin down why, but he always just seemed like a bit of a racist.
Because he's speaking with a deep Southern
I guess it's that
accent
deep
in
south,
the 30s.
very different than our Appalachian accent.
I
Got that.
I said, boy.
He's got that deep south shit.
Do you remember when Kitty
Yeah,
used to do
yeah,
that
that's a
shit
guy
all
from
the
the
time?
Delta. Like,
Yeah.
He's.
And,
Do you think so? Foghorn Leghorn. I've got a. Foghorn Leghorn seems like a wild card to me because I think obviously he has this patriarchal Southern energy and he looks like a big guy, so it's like you think he might be able to fight, but he also has a little bit of like paper tiger energy, like how when you're a kid you think that your dad is the strongest dude in the world and like he could kick anybody's ass or whatever, and then you grow up and you
Not
realize
my
your dad
kids.
is just like a fat guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think he's got. I think maybe Foghorn Leghorn has a little bit of that luster, right? Like
don't know,
he's
he-
like the kind of guy that would say he was like a Green Beret or something because he did like 6 months in like a hospital as as a paperwork guy or something.
Yeah. Some of those boys, though, you could he might just pull back his sleeve of feathers like they do,
and it just has 24-inch biceps.
Yeah, sock you one good one. That's all it would take.
Yeah. It would scatter your bones like 10 pins.
Knuckle sandwich.
Just woof. Yeah.
I think I remember this. We talked a little bit about who not to fight. Jesus, is that the machine again?
That's the machine.
That's the machine.
Is that the house machine?
That's the house machine that we don't
The
understand.
machine that runs the house.
I love that you don't know, because like it's funny for the rest of us. We're just like, oh, that's a funny joke, but like for you,
Well, okay.
it could be a thing in your house coming apart.
The Rube Goldberg device for running Nathan's house.
After we recorded the first podcast, I was like, I kind of sounded like a dumb old dipshit. I mean, like I have a basic idea. I think it's got something to do with air.
It's got to have something to do with air, water, or sewage.
Yeah, those are the things that run a house. And love.
Wait, where were we? You were onto something I wanted to hear.
Oh, the bulldogs from the
God, I fucking love those guys.
The fucking 1920s gangster.
There's a couple of different bulldog pairs. One of them is, or maybe not. There's a couple of different pairs, and one of them is straight up doing Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
They might be two different dog pairs. I feel like one of them is like got a quieter big bulldog and like a little loudmouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
writes
classic trope.
Yeah, he writes checks that he can't cash, and
The other one comes into cash, and
yeah,
someone else not to fight. The big shaggy red monster. Don't fight him.
Gossamer.
Gossamer?
Yeah, Gossamer is the monster's
you
name.
pulled
Yes,
his
Gossamer would
name
lay you out.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
No, Gossamer would absolutely lay your ass out.
Gossamer.
It's a similar kind of.
I feel like Gossamer could be a top tier Wikipedia article.
But we remember, yes,
Simple English. Let's get the simple
we
English.
remember that Gossamer was defeated once by Bugs Bunny.
Well, you come against the king.
Yeah.
You best not miss.
Yeah, no,
that's
you
the
don't-
king right there.
Nobody fucks with Bugs. Bugs Bunny is the Joker of like funny kids cartoon guys.
Yeah.
Like you just don't.
Don't
He has a chaos aura. Like and
got
he's a
chaos,
schemer.
He's smarter.
He's always smarter than you, no matter how
Stronger.
smart you think you are. He's faster than you
Faster.
somehow, even though you never see him run fast.
Yes, exactly. You'll just be.
But he's behind you.
You'll
when
just
you're
be
not.
walking through a few screens of cartoon animated forest, and you have left him in your wake.
Yeah.
And then there he will be.
Yeah. Like he looks
In
like
the
a skinny
next-
little nerd. I think I can take him, and then before you know it,
Yeah.
you have dynamite in your pants.
Yes. And he's just on a rock chewing a carrot.
Yeah.
Yosemite Sam, I would stay. I would not trust Yosemite Sam not to draw on me right in the
Yeah,
middle.
he has two guns.
Yeah.
Typically, at least
Yeah.
he's packing.
Those
he's packing
typically
heat.
do better than fists.
Even by accident,
Yeah.
he could hit you just by accident, firing wildly into the air,
And
which
he
he would
does
do,
that. He
and
does
he
that.
does do. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could, yeah. And because he's a cartoon, he doesn't have to reload. It's just like basically a semi-automatic revolver.
Yeah. Marvin the Martian seems like you could do what Bugs Bunny does and dress like a pretty girl and trick him and then kill him that way. Wait, is that what... I think I've gotten afield a little too much here.
Daffy would be difficult.
How's that?
Because I think he's hard to kill.
He's
not like
he'd be hard
Bugs
to kill.
Bunny, where not only is Bugs impossible to kill, but he will whip your ass in one way. He'll get you. He'll get your goat somehow or another.
Yeah. You'll
Daffy,
you'll look the fool, if not die.
Daffy is just hard to kill. Like you punch him, his beak spins around his head.
That's-
He seems to be.
I was gonna try and bring that in. It's just that
He has
that
his
bill
feathers
spinning
numbered. They're just such an occasion.
around. Yeah.
Of course, really, all the cartoons are probably kind of hard to kill. That's why you got
Unless you got the juice.
you got
the
that
tune.
You got
juice.
the dip. The dip.
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 Yeah, provided you don't have the dip.
The dip.
Could you just make the argument for why you'd fight the Jersey Devil instead of Task? Because you can kill the Jersey Devil, which is why you've never seen him. He's been dead for 22 years.
Can you kill the Jersey Devil?
Can I kill the Jersey Devil, or can the
you?
Royal? Can I?
Vivian Bullion
Vivian Bullion.
beat the Jersey Devil in just a round of fisticuffs.
I believe that God would protect me in this scenario.
You were one of God's chosen.
My faith is my
for sure.
shield.
Yes.
It'd be funny to fight Pepe Le Pew because
that-
he would just be trying to fuck you or get away from you to sexually harass that one black cat.
Yeah, no,
That
Pepe,
that poor cat.
Pepe Le Pew.
That poor fucking cat.
Pepe Le Pew seems like a guy where it's like you would win the fight, but you would be changed by the experience for the worse.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, let me ask you all a question.
Yes.
Would you like to approach the mystery hole?
I would love it.
Let us approach the hole.
I've got my snorkel and my swim fins ready to go.
Let us peer down into its secrets.
Well, we do that. We roll. Okay, roll for approaching the hole. Oh, critical failure. So we're going to New Jersey.
Oh,
okay.
God
All
damn it.
All right. Which is a different sort of hole.
New Jersey is at the bottom of the mystery hole this week. For this week's episode,
I feel like we're going to be going back to New Jersey.
yeah. For this week's episode,
Also, I said that about New Jersey, but I've never been. I'm sure it's a lovely place.
Man,
and I apologize.
Let me tell you why I want to go to New Jersey. Those sandwiches, bud.
What sandwiches?
They're just like, people say that like the best sub sandwiches you can get are in New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey Mike's.
Well, yeah, and that's a damn good fast food.
That's the
joint.
best thing to do.
But they've got
with
places,
a food that is beloved by its people.
They got places
is to
like,
nationalize it.
Like like the Sopranos. They got Satriale's and
Yeah. Okay.
they got the pork store.
Yeah.
A lot of Italians in New Jersey.
I would.
Jersey.
I fuck with.
Oh, we're
sub.
going to embarrass ourselves on this one.
Yeah.
Huh?
I fuck with subs so hard. I would take just a sub tour of New Jersey, grinder tour, hero tour. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
So what I'm going to do today, I got this. A main source for today's episode is a podcast called The Devil's Own, which is an interesting strategy I'm taking, because what I'm going to do for you, dear listeners, I'm going to spoil this podcast
Do you mean The Devil Within?
and retell it. What did I say?
You said The Devil's Own, like the movie with Liam Neeson.
What is that movie?
It's something about the Troubles. It's like an Ireland. It's like an Irish terrorism movie, like the one with the Crying Game, the one with the beautiful boy.
Or like Blown Away,
Beautiful
which is
lady.
tied into the Irish.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that movie, Blown Away. I've
the
never seen Devil's Own. Devil's Own has Brad Pitt, I think.
I've never seen Devil's Own. Have you ever seen Have you ever seen The Crying Game?
No.
It's fucking great. That is genuinely a great movie that everybody just thinks of as like a meme because everybody knows the twist, which is salacious if you're a 1980s dad. But like that movie is actually a good film, and it is not about what you think it's about if you've never seen it.
Wait, which one? You said
Crying Game.
The Crying Game.
Oh, I thought you said Devil's Own. Yes, The Crying Game is great. I've not seen The Devil's Own. And to speak about Blown Away is one of those movies. You ever have those movies that you watched as a kid and you were like, this is fucking brilliant. And then you grow up, and actually you still love it, but then you realize that actually everyone hated that movie. Mm-hmm. And that's Blown Away. What's one of those?
Yeah, when you find out a movie that you absolutely loved, you grow up and you find out that it was universally reviled. I mean, that's just how it goes. When you're a kid, you're more forgiving.
Yeah, but you know what? Fuck them. I still love that movie. And
which movie? The Devil's Own?
No, Blown Away.
Blown Away. Okay.
And it ties into Rube Goldberg.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Okay. Can you remember that?
I love
scene
those.
with
Yeah, those Baroque fucking bombs they make.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones.
That's a good one. I don't even know if it's reviled, but I know your point though. So yes. The name of the podcast is The Devil Within. That is the inspiration for this episode. I'm going to tell you about another podcast. I'm going to do it poorly, so enjoy that.
Yes, tell us about the Jersey Mystery and this other podcast.
Make sure to gesture with your hands a bunch in ways the audience can't see, because that's what makes for the best radio.
So let me kick it off with a little article here for you, okay?
Yes.
This is from the New York Times.
Breaking out the big boys.
America's paper of record.
Yeah. January 11th, 1988. A 14-year-old Milton, New Jersey boy interested in the occult killed his mother with his Boy Scout knife, set a fire in the family's house as his father and brother slept, then committed suicide with the same knife.
Now it's coming back.
Okay.
Now it's coming back.
Okay, I've got a problem. I've got a huge problem.
Okay.
I've already got a huge problem with this story.
Hit me with it.
He murdered multiple people with a Boy Scout knife, like a little folding pocket knife, and then cut his own throat with it. That's grisly.
Interestingly, his wrists were cut so deeply that his ligaments were cut, and his wrists were like snapped back, and he functionally decapitated himself with this knife.
So, like, y'all know that, yeah, I mean, those knives are like for babies. and they would break. Like, have you ever like if you tried to kill a person with a knife, the first thing that would happen that you wouldn't expect to happen is that your knife would get fucked up real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it slips out of your hand. You punch it. This is what's happened to me.
Yeah. Every
punch
time
into
you do
the
this,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, when I've stabbed people, you
Yeah.
punch into the flesh about a half an inch, and then it starts to slide back and cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you bend it, or like something happens. Like,
Yeah, and also you could do one of those things.
Yeah.
Slice your fucking throat open. Maybe
right. Kill your mom.
but you can't.
Kids, if you're listening, don't kill your mom.
You can't fuck your wrist up. You can't slice your wrist open and then pick the knife up with that hand.
And slash your other wrist open with
slash
a
the-
Boy
yeah,
Scout
Nathan.
knife.
Yeah.
What if you were possessed by the devil, though, when you did it?
Oh, fuck. So that changes everything. Okay, but continue. by
All
all
right.
means.
The boy, Tommy Sullivan Jr., left a note indicating that his actions stemmed from his fascination with the occult, the Morris County prosecutor Lee S. Trumbull said. The youth's body was found this morning in a neighbor's backyard. His wrists and throat had been slashed. The youth attacked his mother at about 10:30 p.m. Saturday, the prosecutor said, then piled newspapers on the living room sofa and ignited it before fleeing. His father, Thomas Sullivan Sr., put the fire out before it spread. I mean, that is one. Hey, that's one way that you could commit these murders with a pocket knife, is that you didn't actually, and that
And it was actually your dad
Yeah.
staging an elaborate crime to
can't
get
take
rid
the- I
of to
can't
get rid
take
of his whole family
these
and be
fucking
scot
kids,
free.
which has
I've got
definitely
this
never
job.
happened before.
Yeah, absolutely not. His dad, yeah, like the dad is just like, well, I'm the only witness. I was asleep until all the bad stuff was over, and then the fire was mysteriously out when I got up.
And I'm a prominent straight white man in society that pays his taxes. They're gonna believe whatever the fuck I say.
Yeah, that is a good grift if you can get it.
Yeah, damn. Yeah.
Investigators found several books on the occult and Satan worship in the house on White Rock Boulevard, and a suicide note in which the youth indicated that the murder and suicide were planned and were influenced by his interests in the subject, Mr. Trumbull said.
It was signed with his dad's name instead of his name, which is a classic blooper that you make sometimes when you're arranging your family stuff.
It's just a bizarre situation for the family, the prosecutor said.
It's just bizarre.
That's pretty bizarre. There were no
What
apparent,
family is left?
there were no apparent problems until about a month ago when he began reading these books and tension began developing in the house. According to Mr. Trumbull, the boy killed his mother in the family's recreation room in the basement while his father and 10-year-old brother Brian slept upstairs. He then set the sofa on fire. Mr. Sullivan was roused from his bed when smoke alarms sounded. Mr. Trumbull said that the youth attended the Reverend George A. Brown Memorial School in Sparta, New Jersey, where he was on the wrestling team. So that was the New York Times article about what happened in New Jersey that day. I want to read you a follow-up article from the Associated Press from the next day. In November, Thomas Sullivan Jr.'s Catholic school teacher assigned students to research other religions. The studious 14-year-old did his paper on Hinduism, but police say became more interested in the subject that earned friends an A, Satanism.
Damn.
Within weeks, the all-American neighborhood paperboy became a defiant, hostile teen buried in library books on the occult and listened to heavy metal rock music.
Fuck yes.
He sounds cool.
Yes,
Are we getting it to the part where he did something wrong?
You think one of them occult books was the old PHB?
Oh, the Player's Handbook. Probably a fucking first edition goes for at least $200 today.
What character do you think this kid played?
Let's see here. What was it? Well, if he read Tolkien, elf,
Yeah.
because that was a class back then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, wizard.
Yeah, if you read
He was a
Tolkien
wizard
elf,
guy.
because Tolkien sucked some elf dick.
Dude.
Those elves
Don't
all
even get-
powerful, all beautiful, live forever.
Don't even get me
I love Tolkien.
a
but-
dwarf guy started on fucking Tolkien.
You people are bigots.
You are the
V
most,
is our resident-
You are a resident elf for sure.
She's a fucking elf enthusiast.
I think Nathan's definite dwarf. I'm halfling kind.
My first D&D character was a dwarf. Your first D&D character was an elf.
An elf.
Ruby.
Yes.
Okay, so he gets into Satanism. His teachers noticed the transformation and warned his mother last Thursday. By Saturday night, mother and son were dead. Police say Sullivan was entranced by the occult as he stabbed his mother at least 12 times and tried to kill his father and 10-year-old brother by setting fire to their house.
So yeah, no, I mean, I've got it solved. Like I said, we found the bottom of this mystery hole
Already.
and it's that Dad has a real good plan.
Yeah, a girlfriend in the city. And
Yeah,
an
yeah,
apartment.
Dad's got a new wife, and that's
I'll point out what I want to. I'll get back. I'm going to back up a little bit and tell you why these stories are important. But first, I love this. Line.
yeah, we're going down a real spiral to nowhere, bud.
Yeah, I love this. I love this line in here. Last week, Sullivan was caught passing a classmate a note that had to be reversed and held up to the light to be read. Police Chief George Stamer said. I love the idea that totally freaks that guy out.
Dude.
You put lemon juice on it, you see the secret message, which is just like balls.
Shit,
or whatever,
man.
because the kid is like 14.
Maybe we're asking the wrong question. What sort of character he has? He was the dungeon master. Man.
Oh,
with that
yeah.
sort of behavior.
Yeah,
That's a fucking.
that's DM shit.
So-
that's DM shit for sure.
That's why he went crazy.
The interesting thing about Tommy Sullivan is how quickly he was like very all-American wrestling kid, and according to his parents and family, he was like suddenly different at Thanksgiving, and then by early January he did this. Like he just never showed any interest in this stuff, and then went buck-ass wild down the occult rabbit hole.
What year did you say this?
This is in 1988.
88. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got a hypothesis that
I'm looking up right now what heavy metal albums were out by that point.
I feel like
But go ahead.
my hypothesis there is that most people who are like wrestling team guys, like regular guys, don't get into Dungeons and Dragons and heavy metal and stuff just because they're never exposed to it. And it's like if anybody were exposed to that, pretty much everybody would be like, "Oh, this is way cooler than like I don't know,
I agree.
playing war and having a catch with Dad."
By all accounts, and according to the podcast, according to that,
Now I could be wrong. That could be some real nerd shit I just said.
no, according to that podcast, he basically was influenced by a single friend that he made.
Yeah, everybody's
was
got
like-
that one guy.
And but the reason why I bring this up, and because what we're talking about today, you know, I said as we peer into the hole, we're looking at New Jersey. Particularly, I want to zoom in on America's most haunted highway.
Okay,
Oh,
before you
boy.
get started on that, I just really quick want to. Okay, 4 Slayer albums were out by 1988.
That's enough, right there.
That's enough to take you to the devil. That's, and also Danzig, the first Danzig album. I did not realize. I don't think I realized it was so early. That was it was 88. Came out in 88.
You know, I mean,
He had the tools to get the job done.
He was-
buddy.
he was
He
ahead of
armed-
the-
He had
no,
the tools.
He was
Yeah.
armed with the tools to kill your family.
All you need is a little Danzig and Slayer. And buddy, I'm thinking about killing my family.
Yeah, so we're taking a look at America's most haunted highway. The way Tommy Sullivan plays into this is that as they were trying to investigate and find out what was going on with this kid, he was said to have been spotted leaving a place called Clinton Road.
Clinton
Oh
Road.
shit!
Perhaps America's most notorious murderers have another couple of bodies on their list that we didn't know about.
Yeah, the Clinton family.
The Clinton crime family is
Clinton
headquartered on Clinton Highway.
Road.
QAnon servants, this is your activation code. Beep.
46AB9er 12 activate.
Oh, the Clintons are bad though.
Yeah,
well,
they're not good.
Well, all
I
rich
don't-
people are
yeah,
bad. So
yeah. Shout out to George Clinton.
Not all Clintons are bad.
yeah, let's leave George out of this.
Yeah, so this highway, he's spotted leaving. It becomes a haunt for going out and boozing and doing drugs and all this. And it's had stories going back for forever. One story that the podcast tells that I could not find hide nor hair of this story, scouring the internet for it, because I really wanted to be able to read out some good copy about this. But
That just tells me that it's true.
I'm just going to tell you. It was on this podcast.
That's why we're here, is to solve the mystery.
I just love how weird this encounter is in terms of just I mean, not even in like it's just like bizarre, because if let me just get to it. So there's this guy, he's like He's some Italian guy. It's like Frank D'Annunzio or something like that. And Frank D'Annunzio, he's got like a 1930s Plymouth. This is in the 50s, I believe, early 60s. He is a car guy. Greaser type dude. Races for pink slips on Saturdays and goes to the sock socials.
Yeah.
I
I gave that sound because I'm not mechanically minded, so car guys are always smarter than me.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I genuinely don't know if you trying to relate that anecdote, if you or I understand less what you were trying to say.
Yeah, I'm just taking your word for it that pink slips was a thing in the 50s among car guys.
It's, I mean, I think it means when you lose when you lose a race, you literally lose your car to the guy. Like, you hand over your pink slip, which is like your car registration.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. So, anyway.
It seems like a great way to get a bunch of cars.
That's like high stakes right there. Or to lose your car and be done with that culture really quickly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you lose.
I was a car guy for about 2 months, and then I
lost my pink slip. That
lost
was it.
my car, and
That was all she
now
wrote.
I play D&D.
God, we are far afield. I smoked weed before this, which I didn't know if I should do.
I'm about to. I'm fixing to.
Okay, so Haunted Highway, Clinton Road. Yeah, this story. Frank D'Annunzio, he's like riding his. So he's like, he takes it out onto Clinton Road because it's like it's a real sort of out of the way place, and he wants to kind of open it up. So he's like driving through. It's a wooded area. Far behind him, he spots these what he thinks are headlights coming up behind him.
Naturally.
And so he's going, and he just starts noticing that they're like gaining on him. And so he's like, "Oh, all right. I'm gonna open
Put
it."
the pedal to the metal.
Yeah,
Open her up.
In my little deuce coupe, which
What are you talking about? He still has no idea what he's talking about.
I'm getting all this shit from Beach Boys songs.
Everything I know about my car, I learned from fucking the Beach Boys.
Help me, Rhonda. Help me get her out of my car.
So, fuck, where was I?
You were telling the story about the guy on the road, the greaser on the road.
He was They were gaining on him.
They were gaining on him. They were going to get him. He was racing.
So
he
he's
was
like
racing
opening it
headlights.
up. They're coming. They're getting closer and closer. He's like, holy shit. Then they're like right on his bumper, and he's like, holy shit. And then suddenly the two headlights are just balls of light that enter his back windshield, go through his car. He specifically remembers looking over and just watching them pass through his car, exit out his front windshield, and go flying out the way. And then he crashes his car into a tree, and he gets out of the car, and he sees a large goat-legged creature with leathery skin and wings. There's some, like, obviously some New Jersey Devil stuff in there, but this is just I feel like this is just a kid who crashed his dad's car.
Yeah, we're knocking down another mystery already, but
Who's got like a 79 IQ, and that's the only
It's just like
story
the
he
devil
can
did
come
it.
up with.
Or, conversely, he is the world's unluckiest man, and he just got wham-bammed by a couple of will-o-wisps, and then immediately got out of his car and had a Jersey Devil encounter. It's like
just both things happened. Just lickety split.
two unrelated.
Or they were like chasing the Jersey Devil.
Well, I guess will-o-wisps are just like fairy tale creatures. But
my favorite part of that story, and I remember this also because you told us last time you told us this story when we recorded it the first time. Is that he's just like totally shocked the way you're. It's just like, oh, he's petrified because he can't believe a car could be gaining on him. He's like, I've got the pedal to the floor. These
so
headlights
much
just
money
keep
into
gaining.
this
He's
fucking
like,
thing.
I have the fastest car in the world.
I've got 30 pink slips
I have
in my
the
wallet.
fastest. I've been taking pink slips since before you were born, and this car is gaining on me somehow.
he's got so many cars, he just leaves that one up against the tree and just gets a ride home.
I just put a new double engine in.
the dreaded double engine.
Dude, double engines are powerful.
Yeah.
It's got 12 volumes cylinder.
You get two gas pedals like a double bass drum pedal. That's how the double engine works. You just,
Anyway, interesting stories happen on this road. That was an old one. And that
That's so bullshit. That is such bullshit.
Hey! It could have happened.
No.
It could happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna stow the skepticism for a moment.
Back to Tommy Sullivan and where Tommy Sullivan was at on Clinton Road when he was leaving.
Wait. Tommy Sullivan was the 14-year-old kid.
Yes.
Okay. I forget names. Brain like a sieve.
Tommy Sullivan was seen leaving Cross Castle. Cross Castle. This is an article from NorthJersey.com.
NorthJersey.net.
NorthJersey.biz. This is by Ann Genader. Cross Castle is gone forever, but the memories remain. It was 30 years ago on July 28, 1988, that hikers and historians in North Jersey suffered a great loss after more than 80 years of being a favorite destination for people who like to wander along trails in the woods and a topic of interest for those looking into the past. The sentinel that watched over the Clinton Valley, Hanks Pond, and Clinton Reservoir was suddenly reduced to a pile of rubble and carted away. All right, this place was built in Newfoundland, New Jersey in 1907. It was the showplace and the country home of Richard James Cross. His estate consisted of 365 acres of wooded glens, fields, and farmlands, along with a 77-acre pristine water body known as... Water body?
Love that water body. What that water body do?
That's such a weird way to phrase it.
It's like a siren or a nymph. We got to get you a little of that water body.
Along with a 77-acre pristine water body known as Hanks Pond.
Oh, Hanks Pond. Okay.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
You know what I was thinking about Hanks Pond is that would be terrifying. Like, it would be terrifying if it was called Hanks Pond even back before America, like, the Native Americans were like, that's Hanks Pond.
It's actually where the name Hank comes from.
Yes.
It's backwards.
Yes.
The way to how you think it works.
And if it predated them, then it had to be like an elder one. Like
Yes,
an
Hank.
elder god. The elder god named Hank.
Brought the gift of propane.
Hanks Pond was known for a long time as a choice destination for local fishermen. The boathouse, tennis court, guest cottage, ice house, carriage house, farmhouse, and the horse and cattle barns. Boy, how the other half lives.
Yeah, dude. Imagine just your house being a castle, and you have and you have a stables at your house.
Yeah, just the horses you don't even ride. They just sit just so you can say, I have a stable full of horses. They're emaciated. They haven't eaten in weeks because I don't care for them. But I have a stable.
The castle named Bearfort House by Cross was better known locally as Cross Castle. Cross Castle was built by this guy, and one thing that this article is sort of like just talking about the history of the place and veers away from the fact that Richard Cross was said to hold your garden variety pagan parties, eyes wide shut shit. Like,
oh, that's ill as shit. So like, so this guy was cool, is where you're going.
Yeah, he whipped ass. He died a couple years after it was created.
I thought you were gonna say like a couple years ago. I was like, God damn.
In the 1950s, youths started to hang out at the castle remains. Drinking and drug use there was becoming a community problem and a liability for the new owner. I'm just kind of skipped around this article. Apparently somebody else bought it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cross Castle. So we got a haunted highway, a New Jersey Devil, ghost lights,
A castle in Jersey.
a New Jersey castle.
But my favorite thing about this story is just how all over the place it is.
Yeah, you really brought it.
Yeah, this was just like I didn't want to do a New Jersey Devil story, and we're kind of getting to the meat of it now. I just wanted to give you all all of that was sort of backdrop to get us to this article from another website called Weird New Jersey. A dark ride on New Jersey's scariest road. Because all these things are connected to Clinton Road. A dark ride on New Jersey's scariest road.
It's quite a pitch.
Subtitle, Clinton Road seems to strike terror into the hearts of those who travel it. There's one road in particular that we have heard more rumors and tall tales about than any other thoroughfare in the state by far. Clinton Road in West Milford, Passaic County. What is it about this road? Why are there so many strange and frightening stories told about this particular byway? Is it the isolation of Clinton Road that makes it such a ripe candidate for modern mythology? And if this is the case, why are these stories told of Clinton Road and not its comparably deserted neighboring roads like Paradise Road and Union Valley? Paradise Road is a better name for a haunted road.
Yeah, it is. Union Valley, too. A better name, everything but Clinton Road.
Well, a better name for a haunted road would be like Hell Road.
Yeah.
But
given it,
Hell Road.
Bit on the nose.
Skull Boulevard.
But given the choice between Paradise and Clinton, I would go with Paradise.
Yeah, for sure. Clinton Road just seems to strike terror into the hearts of those who travel it. But why is Clinton Road so much richer in lore than any other road in New Jersey? Yes, it is a long and lonely stretch of poorly paved asphalt fraught with perilous curves. True, it runs a vast expanse of seemingly impenetrable wilderness. And without a doubt, it is a very dark, lonely trip when traveled alone on a moonless night, when your only companions are the mysterious sounds of the forest which seem to surround you. Waxing a little poetic, weird New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, again, I think we've just got another mystery busted. Because, like, why do people tell so many stories about this weird winding road that's, like, way out in the middle of nowhere by the woods where, like, kids like to get drunk and hot rod? Like, I don't know. Why do so many people tell those stories?
Yeah. Yet there are hundreds of other rural roads in the state which are even more desolate, isolated, and less well-traveled than Clinton Road, some of them without a single creepy story to claim as their own. Why? There are many reasons to visit Clinton Road. The scenic beauty of the forest, lake, and abundant wildlife. The historic sites of the Clinton Furnace and Cross Castle, and sometimes just to get the wits scared out of you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What's the Clinton Furnace?
Yeah, what the fuck? You can't just throw that in there without explaining it.
Yeah. I actually don't know. I'm sure some sort of foundry. Old foundry.
Yeah.
This rugged 10-mile stretch of deserted road is so rich in lore that it has been attracting late-night visitors for generations. The stories that these sightseeing sojourners have brought back with them of their adventures are sometimes harrowing, often terrifying, and almost always intriguing. Many of these tales of midnight joyrides may seem unbelievable, while others leave one wondering just where truth ends and an overactive imagination begins. You can decide for yourself whether or not to believe some of the more fantastic stories about this mysterious road, but one thing is for sure, the people who lived these tales believe them, and they will not soon forget their experience. An introduction to Clinton Road and the castle. Here we go. It's amazing that a patch of woods and a few piles of rocks right off Route 23 in West Milford could be the source of so many rumors and tall tales. Where else can you find a place where Satan worshippers hide behind every tree, sacrifice
That's a man.
Thick population of Satan worshippers in Jersey.
just setting up shop behind every tree.
Behind every single tree.
Oh, God. Where else can you find a place where Satan worshippers hide behind every tree, sacrifice goats and chickens, litter the woods like leftover barbecue, and black trucks driven by escaped lunatics chase innocent teenagers?
Describing every rural town in America.
Yeah, these people just ain't hung out in Hawkins County.
There's goat bones and black pickup trucks that go driving too fast and all kinds of holler and horse shit.
Where else have so many people this article's got some grammar issues.
Okay, Professor, thank you.
Where else have so many people listen to this sentence. Where else have so many people have reported the eerie sensation?
Oh, that's what's weird about Weird New Jersey, the website.
Where else have so many people reported the eerie sensation of being watched by something in the woods, strange lights beating white streaks on their cars, or hearing disembodied childish laughter emanate from a remote playground? Where else do ghostly boys...
the ghostly boys.
Oh, shit.
Where else do ghostly boys... That's my favorite.
That's my favorite breed.
That's my favorite New York City newspaper delivery gang. The Ghostly Boys.
Dude, I'm thinking about a little ghost Scottish terrier who just barks mournfully beside Clinton Road.
Where else do ghostly boys with quarters and snakes alternately appear on the street?
Huh?
And has don't know this article.
Is that just more New Jersey folklore we
I
don't
feel like
understand?
you've given us 3 stories from Clinton Road out of 1,000. There's like the black truck with the deranged lunatics and the ghostly boys.
the famous
that's the
story
thing.
of the ghost child snake salesman.
Well, that's the thing. This article, it goes on for a little bit, but then it kind of breaks into reader-submitted little stories about it, about Clinton Road, and
Okay, all right.
it's pretty good. We'll get to some of that. Rumors of bad vibes have been floating in the area since it was first. I hate bad vibes.
New York Times, Clinton Road, vibes are off.
In 1905, J. Percy Crayon, in 1905, J. Percy Crayon wrote about the woods just beyond the Clinton furnace. It was, quote, it was never advisable to pass through the 5-mile woods after dark, for tradition tells us they were infested with bands of robbers and counterfeiters, to say nothing of the witches that held their nightly dances and carousels at Green Island.
Counterfeiters?
Counterfeiters don't want to fuck with anybody. They don't want to be found.
That is a very, like, early 20th century problem. Yeah. It's like being ambushed in the woods by counterfeiters.
Counterfeiters and wild bootleggers.
To say nothing of the witches that held their nightly dances and carousels at Green Island, and the ghosts that then made their appearance in such frightful forms that it was more terrifying to the peaceful inhabitants than wild animals or even the Indians that often passed, end quote.
I don't know how I don't know if I like referring to indigenous people that way, weird New Jersey.
Yeah, they just lumped Native Americans that live around in with all of this crazy.
Yeah, all the spooky stuff like non-white people.
Yeah.
Some kind of devil creature. That was the wood booger thing, though, too, wasn't it? Like, that was the whole deal with wood boogers. It was like, maybe it was just people seeing Native Americans.
That was like one of the theories about what a Wendigo was like shamans that basically like went on walkabout and stayed out in the wilderness for years. But yeah, once upon a time there was an actual castle in the woods off of Clinton Road. Most who remember it liken the edifice to something out of a fairy tale or gothic English novel, rising from the mist. Clinton, or Cross Castle is how most locals remember it, was named for the man who built it, Richard J. Cross, but Cross himself and his family called the place Bearfort after the mountain range it was nestled in. In 1905, Cross bought heavily forested land around Newfoundland, New Jersey, blah, 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 blah.
How many hot goth babes do you think did photo shoots at Cross Castle?
Dude, so many.
Like all of them? Like every single one of them within 100 miles of it?
If you're a hot goth girl, a hot goth
And
babe
you want- and
that
you
did
wanna-
a
and you
photo
want-
shoot at Cross Castle,
If you're a hot goth girl and want to advertise with us for your spells or...
your unguents.
Yeah, if you've got potions to peddle.
Probably the most common ghost story that we hear about Clinton Road is that of a dead young boy who hangs out under a bridge and returns coins to you after you throw them in the water.
Little shit. That was a wish.
As far as we know, this tale is unique to Clinton Road, but it is difficult to say when or how this story began.
Okay, case closed.
It should be, and then they talk about the ghost of Exit 82. It should be.
The ghost of Bucky's.
I always love when like people try to say that modern shit's haunted.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kicks ass. I don't know what you're talking about.
The spirit of Walmart.
It should be noted that there is more than one bridge located on Clinton Road, and nobody really knows for sure which one the Ghost Boy supposedly hangs out beneath. A second bridge is located several miles to the south of Dead Man's Curve, all caps, just above the old stone iron furnace. This bridge straddles a stony cleft through which a waterfall crashes mightily. If the Ghost Boy's spirit haunts this bridge, then his trip up to return thrown coins would certainly be a much more challenging task. If they're talking about the theory of how this Ghost Boy could travel between these two bridges...
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure
What are the
physics of that out
What's the
myself.
logistics here?
There's no way the Ghost Boy could run that fast. Like, come on, let's not be stupid.
There's no way that a Ghost Boy could pass through rocks and make the journey actually extremely easy. Like, why are they acting like it's an obstacle course for him?
Yeah, he's a ghost. You can just pass right through it.
Maybe there's two ghosts.
Okay, so here are some user-submitted encounters and stories about...
I love a user.
Oh boy,
story. Love
comment section. Love a comment section.
Yes. You get the most normal people.
Yeah, that's where regular people are.
Ghost Boy pushes you in the lake.
No, boy. Can we have an aside about that, by the way? Because I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
To be bullied by a child is like, that's some extremely low energy bullshit. Like to be like, oh, I'm being successfully menaced by a teenager or whatever, like as an adult man is pretty lame. But then like a ghost child.
Like a 7-year-old?
Like the ghost
like my
of
kid Bowie?
The ghost of a 7-year-old coin collector shoved me.
And I was so affronted, I had to ride into Weird New Jersey.
Yeah.
Ghost Boy pushes you in the lake. I went up to Clinton Road with 2 friends of mine. The really weird legend is that of the little boy. The story I heard was that a little boy was hit by a car and killed on the bridge when he went to pick up a quarter he saw on the ground. The legend is that if you get out of your car and stand on the bridge, you will see a quarter drop. And if you bend down to pick it up, the little boy will push you in the lake to save you from being hit by a car.
I don't follow any of that. This whole episode is just you going senile.
It feels like I am. Good grief. Okay, here we got one from a user named Sly C. The KKK and Cross Castle.
All the way up in Jersey?
I know. Hey, you know what? That's our thing.
Yeah, hey, don't appropriate our culture, please.
2 friends, brothers.
Jersey Clan is a very, like, I got that stuck in my head. I can't get it out. I'm sure they exist and they're terrible.
Yeah.
The Jersey Clan. 2 friends, brothers who I will call John and Bill, creative, regularly took excursions through areas of West Milford known for their legends. They were driving down Clinton Road. Both noticed a bonfire near Cross Castle. As they drew closer, they saw a group of people dressed in robes around a bonfire. They could make out the leader, who was dressed in typical KKK regalia. One of the members of this meeting spotted them and called out to where they were. Of course, John and Bill took off to their car and left. Their hooded friends got into their vehicles and began chasing them. John and Bill said they were wielding shotguns. Jersey Klansmen with shotguns.
I mean, that's scans. I feel like every state in the U.S. probably has Klansmen with shotguns somewhere in it.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, like, could have just been a really robust LARP going on.
It could have been.
Yeah. I don't really know why. Like, I don't know what any of that has to do with the supernatural stuff. I don't know why someone was like, I need to get this story in there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's just a thing that happened.
That just really happened.
You see some wild shit that happened to my buddy Bill?
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
He tells the story, and it's like, yeah, he got
Did you see a
mugged
ghost
at
child?
gunpoint.
No, I didn't see a ghost child, but we got chased by some racists.
A car drove fast behind me.
Chants at Clinton Castle. Chants. Chants, as in to chant. After one night of hearing tales, me and 6 others decided to go to the castle. We parked the cars, got out, lit a fire, and drank some beer, man. Sometimes you gotta crack one.
You gotta fucking crack one open with the ghost boys.
After a half hour, we began to hear chanting and chains rattling. One of the girls started to go into a seizure. 3 of us tried to move her to no avail. It was like she was nailed to the rock. Then the chanting stopped. The girl came around. We all looked at each other like, what the hell's going on here?
She was like, I have epilepsy.
So a girl
I
just had a
told you
regular
that.
seizure. Yeah.
You never listen.
Why didn't you just put a spoon in my mouth? Is that what
I
you're
almost
supposed
swallowed my tongue.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Satanic Scripture Puzzles Wrecking Crew. A demolition crew came in and destroyed the castle, and all that remained was the basement. On the walls were old satanic scriptures. This baffled the demolition crew because there did not appear to be any entrance to this area of the castle. What the fuck ever?
What?
They were saying like when they knocked the top floor down, they found a basement that was paved over, like a paved over sealed basement full of quote satanic scripture.
What? Like Anton?
Ghost Rangers patrol the forest.
Oh boy.
Oh.
And now we're back to the Dungeons and Dragons bullshit.
Yeah, the men of Dunedain have come down from the north into Jersey.
Hanging out at the old castle was great. Much further up the road on the right, there are trails that go up the mountain to a lake called Terrace Pond. The pond was crystal clear and great for swimming. We used to camp up there. We had a really weird occurrence that happened to us. We were camping one night around 1 a.m. and 2 park rangers noticed our fire and walked over to us. They were concerned about the fire, drinking, etc. We asked if our vehicles would be okay where they were and asked if they would be ticketed. They said they were fine and no ticketing would be carried out. Then they apparently they run into someone from the Newark Watershed Authority, and that guy asked them, what did these park rangers look like and what were they wearing? We described their appearance, and the authority told us there were no park rangers patrolling the property anymore, and that the 2 men we saw that night were killed on patrol in 1939.
Well, how would that guy? it's just like, yeah, the 2 rangers who were murdered in 1939, but the one guy definitely had a dark mustache. Like, huh? Fucking hate New Jersey.
In the morning, we ventured down the mountainside and approached our cars, and they had 2 summonses per car. West Milford Police and Newark Watershed Authorities approached us, and we asked them about the park rangers, and they looked bewildered. So, yeah.
Ghost park rangers.
Ghost park rangers.
To choose that as your eternal afterlife. To just go around and bother people that are just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, that's a really... It's like, yeah, hey, quit drinking out here, you kids. Like, that's your destiny. So if the deal with a ghost... Now let's get to the bottom of this. If the deal with a ghost is that you have unresolved business in this life, like unresolved trauma or whatever, or like a thing you need people to know.
Yeah.
What sends those rangers to the afterlife?
I just think it's astonishing that they decide to continue working their jobs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck, man, you could go on to whatever's next, or...
No, you can't, because you have unresolved business, which in their case is like, I don't know, stopping teenagers from drinking on the property.
From having a good time.
Yeah.
Which means you made that a very near and dear purpose to your heart.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking narc.
A fucking narc and a nerd, and you deserve to be a ghost in the New Jersey woods for eternity.
Or, and this is a different explanation, and bear with me on this. These teenagers went out in the woods and got shit-faced and just made all this up. Just like every other story in this entire episode.
Listen, all right, do I need to be the fucking the doe-eyed
I believe in Woodbugger. I'm telling you that this shit is cracked. The New Jersey Devil is real.
It's too all over the place.
It's all over the place.
All over
and
the
people
place.
are like, they're like tenuously tying all this shit together.
Okay.
It's like a ramshackle boat.
Yeah.
What, this...
Clinton Road.
Yeah, Clinton Road.
Clinton Road,
Is just we're just not believers, man.
There's no through line.
Yeah.
There's no theme here. There's just
hey man,
whatever the Jersey boys.
It's a perfect physical manifestation. It's a place to dump every one of their urban legends.
Like you could, like you could tell me that somebody like the next story you read could be about like there was somebody found a whale lying in the middle of Clinton Road one night, and I would be like, yeah, that squares with everything else we know.
Yeah.
This guy wrote in, partying at Cross Castle back in 1979.
Damn.
I went to the castle.
This was before Tommy.
Yes. It was a partying shit was already happening.
Does that change your opinion? Are you more of a believer now? Do you think that the
less.
Do you think the devils of Cross Castle could have possessed Thomas?
Back in 1979, I went to the castle for the first time. We would tell people the Jackson Whites would cut a tree to block the road. Then, when you would turn around, you'd find that they had cut down another one. Wait. That's when they would get you. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, whoa. What are the who are the Jackson Whites?
What in the hell is happening?
What was Jackson Whites?
Know,
what was
man.
that?
This fucking article, it must be just really written for people in New Jersey.
Maybe the guy who left the comment is like is it like a black guy saying that the Jackson Whites are like the Klan?
I don't know.
Who is the Jackson? Where's the Jackson come from?
I don't know.
That's just, Jackson it's where they live.
I mean, we got this one here, the albinos of Clinton Road.
We figured out who the Jackson Whites are, folks.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm with you.
One time when a bunch of us climbed up the walls, we did see something. Walls of what? God, this article. We were up there and saw 2 white figures.
The walls of Cross Castle.
I guess so. They were about 100 yards away from our friends on the ground.
100 yards. That's a football field.
Yes.
Thanks there.
Just to bring it back to our old Dungeons and Dragons measurement system. That's a football field away.
Yeah.
That's pretty far away. In the dark? Was it at night?
Yeah,
that's
they were
100
yards.
That's pretty far
they
away.
were 100 yards away from our friends on the ground. They couldn't see them from their vantage point. They came to within 100 yards of the group and then disappeared into the woods.
So they started at 100 yards,
crept
and then came within 100 yards,
and then disappeared in the woods.
So they took one step forward, really, or 99 yards.
God, I feel. Oh God! When we got back to terra firma, we told them about it, and that's when the story started coming in. There was instantly talk about an albino village in the woods.
Oh, an albino village! Oh man,
That's very good.
that's dope as
That's
fuck.
some like deep lore. I'm into this part, and I wish there was more info about that, and like less about everything else we've talked about.
Oh, but I got some more content for you. We got just a couple more things I want to cover here.
Please, I could do this all night. We could delve into Clinton Road for days and still not hit the
our
bottom.
I think our listeners are desperate to get out of this.
to go down any other hole with us except for this one. Buddy, there's no damn way that we're getting out of this podcast without doing an episode about the Jersey Devil. So
Yeah.
It'll be later though.
Yeah.
It'll be later.
Let's see.
Which I did remember something. I think the Jersey Devil was supposedly part of the story, the 13th child of a couple. So he was the 13th child,
of a couple,
and he was all fucked up. And that's all I remember. Of the seriously handful of times that I've looked up the Jersey Devil. That's all
You said that like you're like the 13th illegitimate child of the king, and you were like he was like just like the 13th child of just a house, just a family, just a regular family.
A regular family, like pre-revolutionary war.
Like
way back.
That's old. That's a long time
Or
ago.
maybe after.
With Jersey, yeah. I don't know like I said, I don't know shit about the Jersey Devil either.
One legend states that Cross Castle rebuilds itself every October 30th, and the KKK sacrifices a goat.
What?
I get
They're just throwing it all in together.
Why would they do that?
I get scared.
What's the goal?
I get scared every time I go down the road.
Why would they sacrifice a goat when they could fuck it? I mean the KKK, not. That was a dig at the KKK, not a suggestion to fuck a goat.
If you're with the animal cruelty company that makes the special shoes to make dogs walk good again when they're hurt, and you want to advertise on our podcast, we would love to hear from you, and we would love to hear your feedback on the tenor of our discussion. Thank you.
I get scared every time I go down the road that leads to that area, because the one time I went down there, a strange figure chased our truck out of Clinton. When I got a good look at it, I screamed and told my friend to drive faster. It was a dog of some sort, but it was floating, not running.
Oh shit!
I love it.
Oh man, that's really good. So the Scottish Terrier thing that I said earlier came full circle.
Yes, you did.
There's a ghost dog on Clinton Road that do be chasing. Dogs do be chasing cars. Like he doesn't necessarily mean any harm.
Yeah, I mean, he wants a friend.
Yeah, he's looking for a pal.
I got one here about ghostly Camaros, bud.
Oh shit! What was that Italian's name? What was that guy?
Frank D'Annunzio.
D'Annunzio and his pink slips. This is him.
Yeah, this girl was racing. This girl was racing down Clinton Road toward Route 23 in her blue 1988 Chevy Camaro.
Bitchin' Camaro!
Bitchin' Camaro!
She slammed right into the cement divider on the sharpest turn on Clinton Road and was killed instantly.
Oh, mystery solved.
Yeah.
If you tell someone else the story of the accident while driving down Clinton Road, you will see a blue 1988 Chevy Camaro drive by. What a specific way to summon the ghost Camaro.
You got to tell it 5 times really fast to get.
I think I'm going to leave the stories about Clinton Road there. And can we just talk about what an amazing place to be such a distillation of just every fucking story about. It's an absolute catch-all for everything.
It is the locale of every thought that has happened in New Jersey.
In this episode, we got a possession story, a haunted castle, the Jersey Devil standing in the road, a ghost dog, a ghost boy who collects change,
albino village,
an albino village,
and just the regular KKK,
just the clan, just the
regular clan with shotguns,
and a ghost car. now too. Also,
There goes Car.
And the will-o'-wisp.
we have will-o'-wisps, which may or may not be the same thing as the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
So what are we to conclude here, Lane?
We got to go to Clinton Road.
I mean, storytelling is fucking fascinating, man. I love how it evolves. I love how it it completely loses meaning and gains all meaning in the retelling.
Yeah. I love how you got to tell the story of the Camaro crashing, and then a Camaro will show up.
And an albino will get out. And he'll flip you some ghost quarters.
Yeah. Y'all want to meet me over at Albinoville? And
That's extremely coherent. I'd love all of it.
yeah, this is, man.
Oh, okay. Let's wrap it up. So my sources, of course, the Devil Within podcast is pretty cool. This guy tells it a little better than I do. It's by
He probably took it a little more seriously. Than,
he
than-
did.
than we did.
It's from Wondery Podcast, so check that out. I had the Tommy Sullivan articles from the New York Times and the Associated Press.
Oh, wait. You said Tommy Sullivan articles. I was like, he wrote the articles and is the subject of them?
I read from Cross Castle's Gone Forever, but the Memories Remain by Ann Gnader, writing for NorthJersey.com. And then we had the WeirdNewJersey.com article about Clinton Road. Thank you so much for joining us. I really fucking apologize for this one.
Yeah, it's a real nightmare.
Dude, it was fucking insane. It was a wild ride.
As of this recording, we have no internet presence at all. But maybe by
we
the
need
time
to
you
get on that.
yeah, but maybe by the time you hear this, look for that kind of stuff. If you want to, if we did get a few chuckles out of you, and you want to wish us some goodwill, then definitely drop us a review on whatever podcast platform that you are listening to this on. And thanks so much for joining us on another approach to the hole.
If you see a floating dog, throw him a French fry out the window. Be on me.
He's very hungry. People keep running away from him, and
He's actually just a real dog.
yeah.
The Jackson Whites.
I did not understand that
Jackson
one iota.
Whites.
Dude, that's a whole other aspect.
So there is a funny angle to all this, which is that those stories, like the Klan thing, the quote Jackson Whites, the albino village, is like there's like a through line to all of this, which is just
it's the only through
there's
line.
scary
to any
white
of it.
people that hang out at Cross Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can like see how one of those stories turns into the other ones.
Right. Anyhow, thank you for joining us on the Mystery Hole, and we will be back with yet another episode. I am Lane Blevins.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Vivian.
Thanks a lot. See you later.
The Mystery Hole.